guys, welcome to today's class. If this is your first time on this channel, please click on the red subscription button to subscribe to this channel so that when we drop more videos, you will get notified. So, welcome to the third class on cost segregation. If you have not watched the previous classes, please, I'll drop the link under this. Ensure you watch them before coming here. So, in today's class, we'll be discussing cost segregation, but now we are using the linear regression method. Yes, in professional exams, most especially if you're writing ICANN and in your skills level, they can test your knowledge on this linear regression because the high and low method is a very popular method, a very common method everybody uses. So you need to get yourself familiarized with this linear regression method. So I've prepared a question that we're going to be solving together in this video class so that you guys can have an insight on what linear regression looks like. So, but if I could still remember very well, in my last classes, I gave you guys this straight line equation. I said a plus by. If you guys still remember very well, if you have watched my previous video, I said this your a is your fixed cost, this your b is your variable cost, and this your y. Sorry, in my last slide, I think I used x rather. Yes. So this your x is the quantity produced. Yes, so your A is your fixed cost, sorry for that, your B is your variable cost, and your X is your quantity produced. So there's a formula we use under linear regression, and linear regression is believed to be the most accurate, yes, of all of high and low and linear regression. Linear regression gives the most accurate result because it tests different variables. Unlike high and low method that only tests the highest and the lowest, linear regression tests different variables of different years and find a balance between them. So that is why it is believed to be the most accurate. So there's a formula we use to get this our A, there's a formula we use to get this our B. But in linear regression, what we get first is our B. And what's the formula? The B is the formula for getting your B is simply n summation xy minus summation x summation y over n summation x squared minus summation x squared. Yes, you don't have to get it confused because I'm going to break it down when we start solving question. So this n is the number of years or number of months you are testing. If you are doing for 6 months, if you are doing for 5 months, so this is the number of months you are testing. X is one of the variables, y is one of the variables. This summation means addition. So this means that you first multiply x and y variables, then you sum them. So this means that you first sum summation x, then you sum summation y, then you multiply them. And this means that you first you get x squared, then you find the summation of x squared, you multiply it by the number of months you are testing, and this one is summation of x alone, not x squared, then you now square it. So this is the formula we use in getting our B, or your B, which is your variable cost per unit. This is it. So what about A? Your A formula for getting your A is simply summation y over n minus b summation x over n. So this is the formula for getting your A, and on the other hand, this is the formula for getting your B. So all you need to do is just get yourself familiarized with these formulas, and you are good to go if you have been asked questions on it. So let's take a question together and let's look at how we can solve questions using these two formulas. So we have a question which goes thus: a company has recorded the following output levels and associated costs in the past 6 months. So we have month, the output in thousand, and the total cost in million. So we have January 5.8 thousand. Let's just put it as 5.8. January 5.8. Total cost is 40.3. February 7.7. Total cost is 47.1. March 8.2. Total cost is 48.7. April 6.1. Total cost is what? 40.6. May 6.5. Total cost is 44.5. June 7.5. Total cost is what? 47.1. So A, estimate the variable cost per unit. B, estimate the fixed cost. C, estimate the total cost for producing 9,000 units. So like I said earlier, we have been given total costs of producing different months. What we want to do is to separate the total cost in this, the fixed cost in this total cost, and the variable cost. So let's go. And don't forget that whenever x alphabetically comes before y, so the output, which is 5.87.7, comes first before the total cost. So the output is your x, then total cost is your y. Let's go. So we have something like this. We have x, which is my output. We have 5.8, we have 7.7, we have 8.2, we have 6.1, 6.5, and 7.5. So this is the x variable. We have y. Our y, which is our total cost, is 40.3, 47.1, 48.7, 40.6, 44.5, and 47.1. So now you've written out the x variable, you've written out the y variable. So the question goes thus: how am I going to get the next things I'm going to find? Is it x square I'm going to find? Is it y square I'm going to find? Is it xy? You need to write the formula. It is the formula that will direct you on what next to find. The formula for finding, don't forget that I said you can only find b first. So the formula for finding b is b equals to summation, n summation xy minus summation x summation y divided by n summation x squared minus summation x all squared. So this is the formula we are going to be using. So we need to find summation x, summation xy. Yes, that's the first thing. Summation x y. So that means that I need to multiply x times y. I need to find the summation x. That means I need to find the addition of all x variables. I need to find summation y, addition of all y variables. I need to find x squared. So I need to square x, the x variable alone, because there's no y square. And I need to find the summation x all square. So let's go. Let me first find summation x times y. So let me go. The first thing I want to find is x times y. So how am I going to get my x times y? 5.8 times 40.3. Going by what we have here, 5.8 times 40.3, 233.74. 233.74. Yes. So guys, one thing I want you guys to know is that when doing linear regression, please don't approximate. If possible, just if you have values that can still occupy the space, please use it. Don't just approximate 0.7, because approximating will actually alter your final answer. So let's do xy 7.7 times 47.1. So if you do the mathematics, so if you do the mathematics of x times y, 40.3 times 5.8 times 40.3 will give you this. This times this will give you this. So, and we've gotten it. So the next one is to find, you see that we still have summation x squared. Summation x squared. So we need to find x squared. That's what we mean, because we have x squared. So x squared, we are going to square all x variables. So we go x squared. Now let's make a wider space for x squared. Yes. So finding x squared, 5.8 times 5.8 squared gives us 33.64. 33.64. 7.7 squared gives us 59.29. 8.2 squared gives us 67.24. Then 6.1 squared will give us 37.21. 6.5 squared will give us 42.25. And 7.5 squared will give us 56.25. So getting all these variables ready, I need to sum up everything. So summing up everything, if I should add all of this together, all of x, so summation x, my summation x is equals to what? If I add all this together, it will give me 41.8. My summation y, if I add everything together, it will give me 268.3. 268.3. If I had my summation x, y together, it will give me 1885.91. So the last one, if I should add all my summation x squared, it will give me 295.88. So The addition of everything is what I have on the board. So all I need to do is just substitute the required in my formula, my provided formula. So let's go. My B will be equals to N, which refers to how many months am I testing? Of course, it is 6 months. I'm testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 months. So I'll go 6 multiplied by XY. Sorry, let's go. We have my B is equals to N summation XY minus summation X summation Y over N summation X squared minus summation X all squared. So this is the formula. Then I need to, my B will now be equals to, I'm testing 6 months, right? So which is 6 multiplied by, what's the summation of X and Y? Summation of X and Y is 185.91. So multiply by 1885.91, 885.91 minus summation X. What is my summation X? 41.8. 41.8 times summation Y. My summation Y is 268.3. 268.3. Permit me to put it that way. 268.3 divided by, now N, which is also 6, multiplied by summation X squared. What is my summation of X squared? 295.88. 295.88 minus summation X squared. So summation of X, then I will now square it. So summation of X is 41.8, then I will now square it. So 41.8, then all squared. Then going by this, if I should multiply 6 times this, I'm going to be having 11,315.46. Yeah, if I should multiply 6 times this, then minus, if I should multiply this times this, I'm going to be having 11,214.94. So everything divided by 6 multiplied by this, I'm going to be having 1,775.28. Then minus, if I should square this 41.8 square, I'm going to be having 1,747.24. So doing the mathematics, subtract this from this, it will give me 100.52 divided by, subtracting this from this, it will give me 28.04. So if you do this, you get 3.5851. So if you do this, you get, so your variable cost, which is your B, is 3.5851. So variable cost per unit is 3.5851. If you have used high and low method, it might only give us probably like 3. So that's why they said this method is actually very, very, very accurate more than high and low method. So let's solve for A and let's see how we can go about that. But for us to solve for A, we will need the final answer for B. Yes, so we are coming there. We need the final answer for B. So let's go. So this is our B, 3.5851, and we need to get our A. Don't forget that the formula for our A, which is our fixed cost, is equals to summation Y over N minus B summation X over N. So what is my summation Y? My summation Y is 268.3. So my A is equals to 268.3 divided by, how many variables are we testing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are testing 6 variables. 6 months minus B. What is my B? My B is 3.5851. This is why I told you guys that you need to find your B first before finding your A. Because when you want to find your A, you usually need your B. So let's go. We have my B, which is 3.5851. Then multiply by the summation of X. If I sum all my X, I'm getting 41.8. 41.8 all divided by 6, which is my N. So I can clean this now. So doing the mathematics for this, I'm going to be having my A will now be equals to 268.3 divided by 6 minus, if I should multiply this, it will give me 1.149.853 divided by 6. So If I should do the calculation, I'm going to be having, I can just find the LCM. My A is equals to 6, then LCM of 6 divided by 6, 1, then I'll be having 268.3 minus 149.853. And that will give me 118.447. 118.447. So if you divide it by 6, you're going to be having 19.74. You're going to be having 19.74. So this is my fixed cost. So now, the question is, what will my cost function looks like? My cost function will look like this. It is my fixed cost, which is my A plus BX. So my fixed cost is 19.74 plus, now I've gotten my B the other time, which is 3.5851. So 3.5851 multiplied by x, and this is my cost function. So if you could still remember very, very well, the last requirement of the question was that we should estimate the cost of producing 9,000 units. I think we can estimate that one here. We can estimate that here. So that cost of producing 9,000 units will now be 19.74 as our fixed cost, 19.74 as our fixed cost, plus 3.5851 multiplied by your x, which is your quantity, is 19,000. So if you do the calculation, I'm going to be having 19.74 plus 3.5851 multiplied by 19,000, and that will give me 68,116.9. So if I should add it to 19.74, that gives me 68,136.4. So this will be the total cost of producing 19,000 units. So I hope you understand how we solve and how we get to this point. If you don't understand, take your time to take it back and read through again. So I will see you in my next video class. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and share our videos. Thank you. See you in our next video class.